I am multiracial. I've identified as Hapa, a Hawaiian term for people who are half Hawaiian and half white. Yet I'm also learning that the Asian American reclamation of the term can be an insult to Hawaiians. I also have a disability. Well, multiple disabilities. And, of course, I'm female. But my life has been defined by my disability since 2009. A decade ago, my parents had no idea what was wrong with their little girl. I had been diagnosed with epilepsy after a tonic-clonic seizure which lasted hours, and they had been presented with me either having a brain tumor or an inflammation. Either way, I was going to have brain surgery. This is the lock of hair that was chopped off of my scalp on April 13th, 2009 during my brain surgery. I went in not knowing what was really happening, other than a surgery of my head, and I woke up after hours in the operating room, unable to move. This was the closest to hell I've ever been, unable to talk, eat, or blink without immense pain. The good thing was it wasn't a tumor, it was an inflammation. The bad thing? They had no idea what the inflammation was caused by. It took doctors 2 years trying to find the diagnosis in the United States. And finally, we went to Canada to get my family the correct diagnosis: central nervous system vasculitis. It's a rare disorder, and the likelihood of receiving it is around 3 in a million. I had chemotherapy when I was 12. I didn't lose any of my hair, but I had lost a lot of other things. I lost many of my social cues and abilities. I had memorization issues and went from top of my class to having lots of additional help on tests. And I was focused on how sick I was. Now, there are a lot of benefits to being the sick kid in the room, like sympathy gifts and free stuff, but all in all, it's something that shapes you. And this has shaped me as a person. I've learned my disabilities have come before my race always, because I don't have to consider my race every Saturday night. Instead, I have the next week of medication to think about and make sure that I have all of my prescription. I don't have to think about my race when all of my joints are hurting and I don't want to get out of bed. And I don't have to think about my race when I'm on a conference call with my neurologist. So before I identify myself as a mixed race Asian American woman, I identify myself as a woman with disabilities. Now it's time to take my medicine if you don't mind.